Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Doddie Aid live show with me, your host, Bruce Aitchison from Happiness Egg-Shaped, and we are back, and it has been a belter of a start to 2026. How's it going for you? How's it going? Are you one of the people that is bumping up those averages in our new scoring system? I hope so, because I need some help. I got off to a cracking start, and then real life kicked in, and it's been a bit slower. But it has been incredible to see the engagement. I think we have upped it. Social media is awash with walkers and runners, swimmers, cyclists, people getting out in the snow, doing crazy stuff in the snow. Doddie Dukin, it has been amazing. So well played so far, but we've just kicked off. We're only 7 days in. We are 1 week into 2026, and you have made a fantastic start. And hopefully, your snood is on its way. The cycle jersey went back to work this week, and I think I was told they were having to go to the post office with 8,000 snoods to be posted out. So they are on their way, I promise. The team at the cycle jersey have done an incredible job again, and it's the must wear. It is the fashion statement for January every single year. And I saw some people today on social media sporting a bit of vintage, a bit of 2022, which I did like. So, what are we up to? Well, we're here to spread the word. We're here to engage the community. We are here to celebrate what has been going on and to get the message across that we need to keep working and keep fundraising and raising awareness to try and get some prevention, some treatment, some cure for MND. Now, up in the corner, up there is the QR code. If you're watching and you haven't joined up, give it a scan, and it's pretty much idiot proof. Let's face it. I've signed up. I know lots of people that have signed up that struggle. Scan the QR code and get involved. It's 20 quid. You get your snood. You get access onto the app. You can join leagues. You can do all sorts of stuff. People have been so creative. It is an absolute joy. We kicked off with the show just before New Year with the one and the only Captain Wainwright, our commander, our leader, who is up to all sorts of crazy stuff. We had Hamish Weir on BBC Breakfast, and fair play to Hamish. He'd got himself together. He was looking very smart. So many comments about who he looked like. But off the back of that BBC Breakfast, 2,000 people signed up. So no pressure tonight, Bruce. No pressure. Hamish got 2,000 folk on BBC Breakfast. I'm hoping for some sign-ups tonight. So tell your friends. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. There's loads of stuff going on. Comment away. We might give you a little name check. So stick your comments in, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, and we can have a chat. Captains for Englandshire. Archie Curzon has been all over it. Social media sensation. We'll be speaking to him at some point in the future. Ireland captain back again. Adele McMahon. Tricky is back. Rest of the world. Sir John Kirwan, All Black extraordinaire, mental health campaigner, friend to the foundation. What a guy. He was across for the dinner in November. Lots of us caught up with him and saw him. Brilliant guy, outstanding. So good to have him involved. And Laura Jane Jones is back for Wales. She loves it. So much enthusiasm. Amazing to have her back in the game and supporting the amazing Steph and Mark Williams, who got their Doddie champion caps at the dinner in November. And of course, he's already been name-checked. The one and the only Hamish Weir, captain of Scotland, our leader. Wow. Wow, what a man. I'm not sure he's walked very far yet, but we'll get him involved. The dome is out. We've got a couple of cracking guests. It's a Hoik special tonight. I did say we might need subtitles, and Lisa Thompson's mum messaged me to say, don't put subtitles on, just let everybody guess what they're saying. So let's not waste any time and bring in our first special guest, the one and the only Scotland International Olympian and one of Hoik's finest. Hello, Tomo.
Hello, how are we?
I'm very good. Happy New Year. You're down in London Village.
Happy New Year, yeah. Made it down on Monday night. All the snow up north didn't stop me. So made it down and been in doing some rehab on Tuesday.
Talk us through the rehab. What's happened? What's going on? When do you get to see back?
So I had a partial tear in my Achilles. Happened a week before the World Cup. So we were down in Manchester, felt a pop in my Achilles, and went for a scan, and yeah, had a partial tear. Wouldn't recommend doing that. It was not pleasant. But yeah, we're all good. Surgery was the best option to fix it. After playing on it, but yeah, we didn't change that at all because the World Cup was incredible. So yeah, I think it'll be another few months. So hopefully, be back out there soon.
Six Nations?
Fingers crossed. Manifest
Yeah.
good things.
Yeah, we've got everybody saying positive thoughts to Tomo. Let's get her back for the Six Nations. The World Cup, what's happened? You've all broken out the back of the World Cup.
It's just been a long season from condensed season and Six Nations and pre-season and World Cup. As a World Cup, you'll play through some crazy things. But yeah, the Scots have taken a wee bit of a hit at the minute, but I think not too long ones. Touchwood.
Touchwood. And talk to me about the World Cup, because I got to go. I watched. Social media was just swamped. What was it like being on the inside?
It was so cool, and you could feel it all. Like you see it on social media, and I think when we turned up to our first game against Wales in Manchester, like the bus was so slow getting in because of all the fans lining the streets, and yeah, it was quite emotional, especially coming out to a packed out stadium. It was unreal, and especially going to Allianz for the final to watch was super emotional at full time. To think that that's a standalone women's game, like 80 odd thousand people there, it was mad, and wherever you were going, folk were talking about the rugby. But no, it was an unreal experience, and we were out at Manchester Airport, so kind of like in our own wee bubble for those first two games that were must wins for us. So we kind of kept ourselves away, and then we could go in and enjoy the hype when we wanted to.
You've been in your career is so incredible, because we know you couldn't have planned it because it wasn't when you were younger, so we know that. But Scotland International at a time where unfortunately nobody was watching, it didn't have a lot of support. But since then, you've gone to a World Cup on the other side of the world that was during COVID, really. You went to an Olympics on the other side of the world that was during COVID. And then you get what seems like almost the best. You then got an Olympics in Paris, which is as close to home as it's going to be probably in my lifetime. And then you get to play a World Cup on your doorstep. It must, those two things, the two Olympic experiences and two World Cup experience, must have felt so different.
Yeah, I've probably never thought about it like that with the two World Cups and two Olympics, but I was so grateful that I got to do Paris, because I absolutely loved Tokyo, and like the vibe around the group was unreal, but I was gutted that we didn't get to explore Tokyo. Like if we were out the hotel, we were going to the training pitch, and then we were back in the hotel, and because I was traveling reserve, I had my own room, so we were 13 of us, so I was by myself quite a lot of the time. But to get to go to Paris, like you say, actually experience crowds, and in France, which is rugby mad, and the Stade de France full, it was unreal. And even with the World Cup in New Zealand being like rugby mad territory as well, it was still like some games were really busy, final was really busy again, but the difference even in 3 years in England that has made is mind blowing. So hopefully, like, we just keep seeing that in PWR for the next season, and that Six Nations is like just keeps going. I think most of our games are in big stadiums. We've got Ireland,
England at Murrayfield, you've got Ireland at the Aviva. It's
so
very
big crowds
cool.
are coming.
Big crowds are coming. You wouldn't have been able to experience what we, the fans, experience, but having fan zones in the middle of big English cities, and everybody then, however, taxis, walking, cycling, lime bikes, whatever it was to get to the stadium. it was such a positive thing. Everybody was properly excited by it, and obviously you got to then become a fan. Unfortunately, because we came up against England, and I don't know when they're going to get beat next. But as you look towards the Six Nations, to get to play in the big bowl at Murrayfield against England, that must be a massive motivation for all those people that are struggling with injury. That must be huge motivation to get back and get fit.
Yeah, like it's being a Scottish international player, like all you've ever wanted to do since you were wee is play inside Murrayfield, and you're lucky enough to do it when you're like coming through the system. Used to put in finals in there, Bruin Dolphin back in the day. Lucky enough to play in there a couple of times, so you know what it feels like when there's 50, 100 people watching you. So it's pretty empty. So to then have like to think about record crowds in there, no, it's exciting stuff. So to think that's happening, I didn't think that would ever happen in my lifetime. My rugby career, I should say, not my lifetime.
Yeah, class. Do you remember the last time you played England at Murrayfield? Whose house you went to visit the day before?
Was that yours?
Yeah.
Before?
Yeah. The game got called off at Scotstoun,
yeah,
so you
we
came
were
to my
training
house for a
inside.
training session.
Sorry, I was thinking about another time I came to your house.
Oh, hang on. Shh. Didn't tell that story. Didn't tell that story. Didn't tell that story. And Scotland, obviously, Brian Eason finished after the World Cup along with his coaching team. New coach announced, Sione Fukufaka. Looking forward to working with Sione. I think we're just going to first name him.
Think so. I'll double check pronunciation.
Oh no, mine was excellent. My pronunciation was excellent.
Of course. Yeah, no, excited. Heard good things. Obviously we've got Kate Zack and a few Americans here, so done some digging as soon as we heard the rumour mill was going. So no, heard really good things. Big on culture, and he's trying to get around everyone and have a one-on-one call with everyone. So had a call just after Christmas with him, and yeah, was really excited off the back of that. Just talking about rugby and what we can do about the game and how we can be better as a squad, and yeah, just get to those next levels and take on top four really. So was super excited coming off the back of that.
Good luck taking on you lot. I hope he likes coffee and TikTok.
Oh, it'll be grand. It'll be grand.
I still love that. I think my favourite bit of content was when Fran and Evie told Brian that they were going into Love Island.
That was something else. Fair play to Brian.
Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, Evie and Rona have had a pop at each other on Sail Shark social media yesterday, which did tickle me. She's a handful, I think's the polite way of putting it. Would you agree?
It's good chat though, isn't it? Our chanter's come on pretty well.
Yeah, it's better. It's better than the ukulele, I think, isn't it?
Oh, the ukulele's got a special place in my heart, though.
Right, we're getting too niche. Doddie Aid, you're obviously hobbling around with a big boot on. I saw social media of you in the snow with a big boot on. I'm guessing you're not really racking up too many miles for Doddie Aid.
Not racking up big miles, but we're getting what we can. Got signed up, and I've been sat down on a ski erg, putting in some kilometres there, so that must be a niche setting on the app. So no, getting done what we can and just encouraging other people to get signed up as well.
Class, I love it. Now we did an in-person event at the Greenyards, I think 2 years ago at the end of Doddie Aid, Doogie Vipond, Gary Armstrong, yourself. We had a grand old time. We had a great laugh. Doddie, to you, being a Borders girl?
Yeah, I think it's got that extra special connection for sure. I actually remember being at the Greenyards. It must have been, I don't know how long ago it would have been, but was at the Greenyards with my mum watching a game, and Doddie was there, and Mum pointed out my photo to Doddie. My first cat photo was up in the Greenyards, and obviously Doddie's is up there as well. So yeah, got a real special photo of me and Doddie with our first cat photos in the background as well, and grateful for Susan to push me to get that.
Yeah, it's class. And Doddie Aid, is it something the girls at Ealing are aware of? Do they know what's going on?
Loosely, I remember where my the South snood last year. So I'll definitely be getting onto them next Monday when everybody's back in. Just Harbour's in this week, so it's a wee bit quiet. All the girls are back in next week, so we'll spread the word, and they can join whatever team they want. But ideally, Team Scotland, because we bang on about that so much.
And you've got quite a Scottish embassy down there.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. Just waiting on the arrival of Emma Wassell this evening, hopefully from Aberdeen. And yeah, Rachel Malcolm, Franny McGee. It's getting there.
Big hitters, all the big hitters at Ealing.
Only the best.
All the big hitters. And expectations for Trailfinders this season?
Yeah, I think we're going for top 4. Absolutely. I think it's taken us a couple games to get into it, but the girls are looking sharp now. And yeah, back in next Monday, a couple weeks before big Friday night lights against Quins.
That is a big Friday night lights. That was the last time I saw you. It was Friday night lights at Quins when they were playing Loughborough. Yeah. The PWR, I was at that game when Quins played Loughborough and you guys were there. There was a little Trailfinders contingent there to support your pals, which was really cool to see. The way the players engage with the crowd is second to none. There's not another sport like women's rugby I don't think I've witnessed. Is that something you talk about as players? Like, we need to hang around for an hour and a half after the final whistle to take selfies and sign stuff and do TikToks and collect signs. And is that something you talk about, or do you just do it?
I think it's loosely spoken about. Not that you have to do it, or I think we talk about how cool it is, particularly now at club. Never would have thought that'd be happening after a club game. But after a Scotland game, coming out the Hive, the tunnel is, that is about an hour and a half, but it's so cool. And the amount of people that are now following your club journey as well because of Scotland stuff is pretty cool. And I coached under 14s and under 16s last year at Ealing, so a lot of the girls are ball girls, or they play before, or they just come and watch. And they're so sweet. I've had Christmas presents, just little homemade things. So no, it's so sweet, and you just meet like the parents and everybody that's involved. So it's a real community feel, which I absolutely love here. But to have kids waiting around after a club game is pretty cool.
It's moved so far. You are class. What a role model. Speaking of role models, we've got your pal coming on now. Before she comes on, come on, what did you know about Tara growing up in Hawick? You lived on the same street.
Yeah, kind of mad. Down Queensland end of Hawick. I think like always just knew of each other because we were always into sport. And obviously Tara's went far in golf as well, so always kind of kept up on that side of things and kind of stayed in touch here and there. And no, it's just cool to watch. And I think you've always keep an eye on folk from Hawick, see what they're up to, and yeah, especially when they live a long road for you.
Class. Did you play golf?
No.
Female rugby players didn't seem to play golf.
No, not the same with the boys do.
No.
Rachel Malcolm's into our golf.
But she's annoyingly good at everything.
Aye. Hockey. Same thing?
Yeah, hockey. Transfer. I like it. I like your thinking. Right, she's been waiting backstage. I'm going to bring her in so we're side by side. So we've got two hoikies on the screen at the same time. And I got a row because it's not Tara McTaggart, it's Tara Carrick.
Married name.
We need to get that right. Please welcome. Hopefully she's there. Hopefully she's not disappeared. Tara,
I'm here.
Come in. Tara, beam me up. Hello.
Hello.
What do you remember about Lisa Thomson?
He was always good at everything.
Always good at everything.
No, just the rugby. I like the rugby.
You did.
You like
very
the
good at the
rugby.
rugby. I only played rugby once. It didn't end well, so.
Whereabouts?
I played for Denham Primary School. I was roped in as a last-minute subby got absolutely taken out when the one time I got past the ball, got taken out, broke my knee. That was the end of my rugby career.
Oh no.
It is a stupid sport. How have you enjoyed watching Tomo's journey, Tara?
It's amazing. Like she said, just living along the road, it just shows you, like, even the two of us on here, it's such an incredible thing in itself that you go live along the street, go to the same school, you take your own sort of paths into professional sport, but then you're always connected in a way, and I think that's such an amazing thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you can take the lassie to Hoik, but you can't take Hoik out the lassie.
Just as
Never.
well I'm in Hoik today then, isn't it?
Good old Hoik, yield to the banner. Tomo, great to see you. Look after yourself. I hope the rehab goes well. I hope Was makes it back safely to look after you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And before you go, I'm going to give you the floor to say, come on, folks, sign up. Go for it. Give us your most intimidating rallying call to get folk to sign up. Go for it.
That's not fair. You've sent me out on that one. Everybody get signed up, whatever it is. Even myself at the minute can't get out walking or running. I'll be finding a niche little selection for seated skier, but please, even if you can't get out, tell people about it. Just sign up, pay the £20, get your snood, and just tell people and raise awareness.
Love it. Rocky Clark has just waded in. Amazing top leg ends. I think that's harsh. These are legends, Rocky Clark. That is just because you've got a World Cup winner medal in your profile picture doesn't mean you can come in here and start slagging off my pals for Hoik. Amazing. They are top legends. Tomo, great to see you. Look after yourself. Hopefully see you in the Six Nations.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
Cheers,
Bye.
pal. Hello, Tara. You well?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? What's happened? Can you hear me now? Oh, what's happened? Where have we gone? Tomo's taken my sound. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I'm fine.
Hello. Can you hear me now? Hello? Can everyone hear me?
Hello.
I can hear you, Tara.
We can hear you both. I can't hear you.
Oh, disaster. What do we do? So they can hear us. Oh, no. Bring Tomo back in.
I'll try my earphones again.
Gillian can hear me. Helen can hear me. Doddie Aid can hear me. And for some reason, Tara can't hear me. But you can hear Tara. I can hear Tara. Hello, everyone. Let's see
Hello,
if
everyone.
we can just keep going. Here comes Tomo to rescue us.
Hello.
Hello, Tomo.
Back again.
Are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Aye.
Can you hear me? Right, good. Tara is struggling to hear me and I can hear her. So shambles. It's Tara's fault. We're blaming Tara.
Not the headphones.
Yeah, it's not me. Somebody said to me that I looked like I was in mission control in NASA. So we're going to talk some more. We're going to talk some more rugby because that's what me and you can talk about. When we get to the Six Nations, what's the expectation? Have you talked about that yet?
No, I've not even thought that far ahead.
But you've got camp coming up this month, haven't you? You're up for training this month.
Yeah, we do. We've got camp in a couple of weeks. Just everyone's in.
And you come up to that even though you're injured?
I think so. I think contracted players are up for camp just to first one, everybody get back in together and obviously we've got a few casualties at the moment, so just get everyone back in the same room and set stall out for exciting few months.
And a big part of the first camp, I would guess, is setting targets and coming up with what do we do next and how do we move forward rather than actually running about and training.
I would think so. I'd think a bit of a mix as well. Oh, I can hear it.
Oh no.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, but we can also hear us, I think.
Oh no.
They can hear Bruce twice, which is never a great thing.
Oh, no.
Never a good thing.
Tomo, thank you for saving me.
That's okay.
Thank
Talk
you.
about rugby anytime.
I'm worried that if you leave, it all goes wrong again, Tomo.
I
It
know.
feels like you're the glue holding us together.
That echo is. You're looking more. You see a headband, bald head again. Really close up.
It is frightening. Cheers,
I'll
Tomo.
be here. Bye.
Love you. Okay, Tara. It's now just you, me, and you, and everyone can hear it. Tara has broken it. Get rid of Tara and let me talk to folk. Right, folks, we're going to show you a video because lots of you went Doddie Dukin, which was class. I went Doddie Dukin. We had a meet-up. Richard Ellis, who is relentless in his support of the foundation, and Doddie Aid, and Mary McInnes, similar, and Mark Beaumont was there, and there was a whole load of folk came, and we met in Edinburgh, and we got in the sea, and I think it's the coldest I have ever felt. I couldn't get warm again that day. It was so cold, and the following day, I think I was still struggling, but it was so good to see people, bringing people together on the first, getting the community together, getting into the water. It felt good, and then seeing everybody else getting involved as well was class. And we'll pick up that little trophy, I think, on the app. So first one in the trophy cabinet. We've got a little video to show. It's really short and sweet, and hopefully by then we'll have been able to rescue Tara. So here we go with our Doddie Duke video. See if you can see yourself. I told you it was short and sweet, and I hope you got to see yourself.
I can
Tara's
hear you.
back. Tara can hear me, and I can hear Tara, and
Woo!
everybody else can hear. You're the main event, and
Sorry.
who knows what happened.
It was clearly your fault.
Yeah, as usual, I will take the blame. Right, come on, talk to me. We've heard a little bit about Hoik. Obviously, your journeys went off elsewhere. Tomo went to play rugby, but I suppose the pathway for golf was more obvious because women have been professional golfers for years. So was that an ambition from a young age to be a pro golfer?
Yeah, I always kind of had it in the back of my head that I wanted to be pro, but sort of when you're at school, you obviously try every sport under the sun. Like I was saying, my primary school rugby career was very short and sweet, but at least I tried it. I can say I tried it. Put the strip on, but no, I always found at school being sort of obviously female. Obviously, all your friends are wanting to go out on a Saturday night and Friday night, and you're like, oh no, I can't go because I've got golf practice on Sunday. And that's, I find, the hardest part for especially young girls. That's why there's so little coming through, is because you kind of have to go against your friendship groups to be able to pursue a career in a professional sport. And I know Lisa probably had the same journey of struggling when you're at school, but the minute you get to, like when I went to university, I met so many, 3 or 4 of my best friends who were in my team, who we all had the same experience sort of coming through school. And you just have to, if you really want to do it, you have to pursue it. And that's exactly what I did. My mum and dad were endlessly taking me to golf events, golf practice, standing out in the freezing cold, watching me hit golf balls. What could be better?
See, here's the bit I don't get, right? Football and rugby I kind of get because there's a culture there, there's other people there. My youngest a swimmer, which is challenging in some regards, but it's inside in Scotland, which means it can kind of happen. Golf, come on, that's on your own in Scotland, having to try. That's tough. You must have been really determined to make it happen.
Absolutely. I remember I'd went to a training day at Archerfield with Katrina Matthew and a couple of other girls who were in the Scotland squads, and I just remember her saying, even if you don't play professionally, golf can allow you to meet so many other people, allow you to go so many different avenues. You don't have to play it. And I know obviously me playing golf has in a way met the MND community, but it's because of golf I've met all the people through Doddie Aid, through My Name's Doddie Foundation. So it's such a special sport regardless if you play or not. But don't get me wrong, I have questioned my life decisions on a December morning at the University of Stirling doing finesse wedge practice. That's
Finesse wedge
finesse
practice.
wedges. That's the bread and butter.
I love that. Finesse wedge. So all you hackers out there, you've heard it from the horse's mouth. You need to be working on your finesse wedges. If Jamie
100 yards and
Lindsay's
in,
listening,
to be specific. 100
sorry?
yards and in.
Okay, I know nothing about golf. I don't get it at all, but I love that you love it. And
Jamie
golf,
Lindsay's golf could probably do with some improvement. Just
yeah, horrendous.
out there.
He's not there for the golf. Jamie's not there for the golf. Trust me. Golf. You spoke about people you can meet and places you've been. Give me some highlights. Where have you been? Maybe on the first tee or coming in the 18th green where you thought this is pretty cool, or a person you've met where you thought, you know, Tara, lived on the same street as Tomo at the Queensland end of Hoyk, and I've bumped into you. Like, have you had moments like that, or do you just take it as it comes?
I think one of my highlights was meeting Justin Rose. He always puts on some incredible events in April time, sort of in a gap in the schedule, but he also hosts quite a big event in September, and he does a sort of Q&A at a Pro-Am dinner, and just being able to have that one-on-one conversation with him, like when he got picked for the Ryder Cup. I always want to know the behind the scenes. What goes on behind the scenes that we don't see? And he's like, oh, I knew 10 days before it was, and I was, well, how did you find out? He was like, oh, I was just in a swimming pool and my phone was on the side and it rang. And you're like, what? So I think being able to meet amazing people like that, and he was, we'll come on to my mum, I know, but one of my last events that she managed to watch was at his event, and arranged a buggy for her, just took such good care of her, and you just think that's what people don't see of those people, and that's what's really special about golf is, and I've met sort of 3-4 of my best friends were my bridesmaids at my wedding through golf, through Stirling Uni. So it's brought a lot of happiness to my life.
It's class. I love hearing that. Those little bits where he's not Justin Rose the golfer, he's just Justin Rose the human who is doing a good thing for somebody that doesn't necessarily deserve it, but it's just the right thing to do. It's the right thing
and just
to help somebody. Class. I love that. So you've already mentioned it, because there will be people on here who I think probably now know a bit about you and a bit about why you're involved, but I suppose let's rewind the tape for anybody that doesn't know. Golfer involved with My Name is Doddie Foundation. What's your relationship? What's brought you to this?
Well, my mum was sadly diagnosed with motor neuron disease 1st of July 2024, and I've obviously always known about the foundation, but if I'm honest, not had a real part in it, because it's one of these things that you think, oh, it's never going to happen close to me, so you're never really fully involved. But God, it happens to you. It happens to the closest people around you. So literally the foundation reached out to me not long after my mum was diagnosed. We decided as a family to go public with it, because probably with any family, a lot of people say, oh, is Claire okay? Her speech is a bit funny, is she okay? And those 20-25 questions constantly, we decided as a family, I think we just need to tell the world, and then we don't need to keep repeating the same story.
Yep.
And it's honestly the best thing we've ever done. I know that in terms of my mum, the worst happened, but the amount of love and just community around you by being involved with something like the foundation is why me and my dad especially were so glad we decided to. And the amount of opportunities she's had through it, and just being able to share her story, her beautiful smile, everything she was about, the world deserved to know her, out with people in Hawaii, people who knew us through golf. Like, the world had to know Claire, and that's what helps me get through every day right now.
Yeah, amazing, and that's kind of how you and I came in contact. Talk to me about the event that you organised, because that was. There's been so many things for the foundation: the weird, the wonderful, the cycle trips that are now just a staple, Doddie Aid. But you came up with something I don't think has been done before or since.
Yeah, so I think when you see all these challenges, you think, how do I make it unique to mum? That was the most important thing. Is it's always going to be around mum, but how do we make it unique? So we'd arranged a 319-mile driving challenge from Norfolk, where she was born, to Hawaii, where she now lives. So you hit a golf ball the distance of 319 miles. Why not?
And you were down. Where were you? Where did you do it?
So it was at Ashkirk driving range. So the driving range I grew up at, she sat there for countless hours in the cold winter, watching me hit golf balls almost every single day of the week. So I thought there's no better place to do it than there. So about the whole of Hawaii were there. And it was honestly the best thing. She worked in Trinity Primary School, where Tom was, obviously. So a lot of children from her class she was additional needs assistant for came along, hit balls, and it was just I literally sat and looked back at this event just while it was ongoing, and I thought, wow. And
it's a mixture of things, isn't it? Because it brings together different communities. So you've said you've already mentioned them. There's Hawaii in itself, and we know border towns, but they're the same as towns. They tend to circle the wagons and look after their own. There's the golf community. There's a bit, because it was motor neuron disease, attached to the rugby community, and then there's the foundation brings that in, and all of a sudden Tara's standing there, sort of the one in the middle, but looking around going, look what's happened here. And I think, you said it before, you were surrounded by love, and that helps. You've now got involved in the foundation. You were up doing the extra mile in Dundee when Kevin Simfield was up, and you've been to different events. What do you do to support other people that are going through something similar? Because I think you've spoken to a few people in a similar situation to you, haven't you?
Yeah, I think my mum's biggest thing, if you ever ask what was the best thing about Claire, was she always wanted to help people, and that's exactly how I've grown up through both my mum and dad, that sort of way of life. And I think for me, what helps my pain is helping other people. And so when I was running the extra mile with Kevin, when we'd met in the running track before we went outside, I met a man who was obviously having speech difficulties, and even hearing his speech brings back a lot of memories for me. But he started talking to me about the app he was using, and I thought that was a great app that my mum didn't really know about. But then my mum really benefited because she had the Bellper palsy version of MND. She found a great help in a nebulizer, and this man had no idea about it. So I'd written it down for him, and I'll never forget just the look on his face of just knowing it's going to help him. The inevitable is inevitable, but he went away thinking that's going to improve my everyday life. And right now, that's all I can do from a loved one's point of view who's lost it, of what's going to make his life better. And that's exactly what it's all about. What those events are all about is just trying to use my experience to help others, because oh my God, it's horrendous.
Yeah, when I saw you so just to give a little bit of background to people watching and listening, at Melrose Sevens, the week before Melrose Sevens, there's a celebration of women in sport event, which was, and I very fortunately get to host it. And this year you were there, Mum was there with you, and the others who were on stage with you, I mean, high profile, incredible women. And when you got up and spoke, and the two of us had a little bit of a moment, didn't we? And but your mum was there, and the whole place. So many people, they still speak to me about that. I still bump into people, and they say, "You could have heard a pin drop." I had to go and have a moment to myself, and that was one of those ways of you communicating to more than just your little circle. You reached people that probably you might never meet them again. So it's important to get the message out there, isn't it, and raise awareness as well as raising the money.
Absolutely. It's one of these things, I just think it's quite a unique thing to be able to share your own experience with it when it's hit home so hard, and people need to realise just how brutal it is for us to get somewhere with it. It needs to be a harsh message. And well, you didn't really help me that day because you were asking, you gave them specific questions and you just went, speak. Okay. What do you want me to talk about?
That's harsh. That's harsh. You're not doing my CV any good with that. Yeah, it was quite a moment, but it was an incredible way. So when we now get to Doddie Aid, which is obviously a big deal in the calendar for the Foundation for Motor Neuron Disease, for raising awareness, raising money. Were you aware of it before? Did you know Doddie Aid was happening?
Yeah. I always knew about it. Like, what are these idiots doing going in the first or fourth? What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
But I'll stick to the golf course, thanks. But no, I've always kind of known about it, and I think the last 2 years being involved in it, especially it being so personal for me, has been something. Last year, even when my mum was losing her mobility, she was signed up. She was walking to pretty much Lisa's house and back, but that was her way of keeping going. And if that's what somebody with the disease can do, then anyone can do anything. And I think this year especially, obviously having just lost mum in August, I'm obviously still processing quite a bit of grief, and I think Doddie Aid for this year is kind of some hope and strength for me, some putting my overwhelming grief into something positive, something that gives meaning to the loss I've had. And I'll try not to get too emotional, but
and listen, we all appreciate your honesty. That's what makes it so powerful, because you're always so honest, always.
I think Doddie Aid for me this year kind of reminds me and others of her fight and all the fight that so many others have. And every mile, anything you do, any mile, even any story, every pound that's raised, it's about honouring my mum, honouring so many others, and we're going to get a cure. And like I said in my Instagram a couple of days ago, was that one person's going to be looked at in the eye in a hospital room and gone, this is the treatment, this is the plan that we didn't get and so many other families are not getting. And people don't have to endure the loss that me and my family have had, which is just the most heartbreaking thing.
Yeah, I love it. You're incredible, Tara, and your family is. How are you racking up your Doddie Aid? Is it on the golf course, or are you on a treadmill, or how are you racking up your distance?
I'm putting a bit of variation in my Doddie miles, actually. My dogs have never been walked so well. They're like, we're going for another walk, what? But like yesterday, obviously a bit of snow on the ground, I was playing badminton.
Saw that. Are you allowed to do that? What if you turn your ankle and you can't what is it, finesse wedge?
Don't worry, I'll still be able to finesse wedge. It's all about the cardio. I'd rather play badminton for 2 hours than run on a treadmill. I hate running's not my thing. When Kevin Sinfield said, come and run with me in his mile, the pace he was going, and he started saying, talk to me about your mum. I'm like, oh my God, he was diagnosed. I don't run.
Yeah, I'm a golfer. I walk with
I'm a golfer.
purpose.
We don't do cardio.
And I even have somebody else carrying my bag.
Exactly. There's electric trolleys. There's people you can hire for that stuff. There's a reason I chose golf, and the reason my rugby career ended very quickly.
I love it, Tara. It's always good to speak to you. I gave Tomo the floor to recruit. It's maybe not so much the recruitment. I think it's how about you giving us the message that you think's the most important.
You like putting people on the spot, don't you?
Especially you.
I think speaking from a daughter who's a 30-year-old daughter who's watched their mum go through this and witnessed her sheer strength and bravery, resilience, the list goes on, of what she can do and what she did. She fought to the very end, and literally to her every last breath, the smile, the determination she had was just nothing short of extraordinary. And like I said, last January, she had the disease. She's lost her speech. She wasn't eating. She was being fed through a feeding tube, but still she walked a few hundred yards because that's what she could do. And if she can do that, all of us can. And it's the reason I say to people, sign up, is it's because it's so much more than just walking, cycling, everything. There's a huge message that my biggest thing is wait for that person to be told there's a cure. And by every mile, every pound, every one of the £20 you donate to Doddie Aid, it's making a difference. And that's speaking from somebody who's lost their mum to it. And I still know that there's going to be progress. So that's something we need to believe in.
You are outstanding, Tara. You are outstanding. It's amazing to see you. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it, especially kicking off the first live show and bringing together Tara and Tomo. That's got to be a talk show at some point.
You're never going to beat this show.
I like that as well. I like that. Tara, so good to see you. Thank you so much. We'll keep in touch and we'll see. I think there's a bit of content. There's a story coming out soon. Is that right? I know you were away doing some chatting.
There is. I spoke very openly and honestly about the real true reality of my journey with that. I've kind of touched on it there, but I've sort of delved a bit deeper into a story. So that'll be coming out this January. So keep your eyes peeled, and hopefully it'll be a hard read, but hopefully I thought I'd put it in a way of a motivational way, because if me, my dad, my wider family, friends can keep going after such a tragic loss, then we all can, is my view on it. And let's just support each other like the MND community do best.
Oh, that's a mic drop moment, but I'm not going to let you go without telling us when are you back on the course? When are you competing again?
When it's not snowing cold.
I love it. A fair weather golfer that lives in Scotland.
My just needs some more practice.
Class, Tara, all the best. Great to see you. Look forward to seeing you sometime soon.
Bye.
And we heard you, which was even better. Well, folks, you've heard it. We've had Tomo on, we've had Tara on, loads of messages and a whole heap of love for Tara, especially having been through it that evening in Melrose when her mum was there and was non-verbal, but geez, she smiled, she pressed the flesh. She was amazing and a huge support to Tara, and the community has circled the wagons again. So let's keep it going. It's Doddie Aid 2026. We've got our captains in place. The Dukes are almost done. I think there's a few people still promising they're going to do it when it's not quite as cold. 2,000 folks signed up after Hamish Weir was on the BBC Breakfast. We're tracking towards, I think, 12,000-ish participants, which is unreal. In the time that Doddie Aid's been going, over 100,000 people, over £6 million raised to go to the foundation. Now, a few people have spoken to me recently and said, where does the money go? Where does the money go? The My Name is Doddie Foundation, we will talk in weeks to come with the incredible Jess, I think, is going to be back on to talk to us about where the money goes and how the research works. But the My Name is Doddie Foundation is very clear. Research, research, research. The money goes towards that science to try and find these things. Like Tara said, that one day someone's going to be eyeballed and told there is a cure, and that's where the money goes. If all you did was £20 to join, fantastic. That is good enough for us. Tell your friends, get more people in, maybe sign somebody up and give them a gift, because all those £20 add up. There's loads more coming. It's Doddie Aid. It's, yes, there's a league table. Yes, it's now done on an average. Hey, enjoy yourself. Get out. Do it for Doddie. Do it for the runner's high. Do it for the swimmer's buzz. Do it for the cyclist's fresh air. Just do it. And if you didn't want to do it, that's fine too. And didn't worry about the average, right? If the best you can do is getting a caramel wafer and a cup of tea, just do that, right? Doddie Aid is for everyone. It's a community. It's bringing people together, and it's providing support to people like Tara and her family. And it's a whole heap of fun. And social media is supposed to be fun. So put out the positive, post the picture, make the comment, like the person, do whatever it is, because it just lifts everyone. And we want to raise awareness. We want more people to know about motor neuron disease and the work that is going in to try and make the situation better. So folks, we're signing off. We'll be back next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Hopefully we'll have got rid of the technical gremlins. It's all on. It's all on, and I've done hee-haw today, so I think the dog has been bugging me at the door to say, come on, it's time for some Doddie Aid miles. I'll put the Doddie collar on, the Doddie lead, and we'll go for a wander. Snoods are in the post, I promise. Look after yourselves. Have a great weekend if you're meeting up anywhere. And there is one job that I need to finish, otherwise I'll be in serious bother, because the Doddie Vet group have been putting in a competition, and they said, would you announce the winner? And the winner of the Doddie Vet Duke is the incredible Elizabeth Penman. Elizabeth Penman, you are wonderful, and you are from the Murray Coast Vets. And the Doddie Vet group have got so many people in their league. They've signed up so many practices. So a huge well done to Elizabeth Penman. And there will be another challenge for the Doddie Vets for this week coming up. 5 weeks, 1 week down, 4 to go. Enjoy yourself, folk. We'll be back next week.